Alright, here we are for round number 1 with this blue-black Reanimator deck. We're playing against Pywiz. I'm pretty sure I played against Pywiz just yesterday, but I don't remember what he or she is playing. Alright, this hand looks okay. It's not amazing, but I think we can keep this. We do have kind of an interesting choice if I want to grab a swamp or if I want to grab another island for these counterspells. And I'm going to wait and see what our opponent does before I get too crazy on doing that. Alright, green deck. Okay, I remember he was on Stompy now, so what am I going to do now? So this can resolve. I think I'm going to get an island and hold up counterspell. It is tough. I don't have nearly as many black sources as blue sources. There's only 2 swamps in the deck, but there's other sources of black. Okay, that was a pretty bad draw. Second Exhume is not great. Just going to pass a turn here. I assume my opponent is going to think that I'm on Blue-Red Delver, which is what I played against him yesterday. That's why I put these snow-covered islands in all my decks now, because people will think you're on that. So he should play a 2-drop, and I will counterspell it. Yeah. So I think this is paying off right now. If my opponent knew kind of what deck I was on, they would have probably played a 1-drop there, 2 1-drops that turn. So that worked out fine for me. That was a terrible draw. I'm just going to pass again and hold up counterspell another time. I'm not sure, so if I had gotten the swamp right away, I would have been able to Thought Scour, and then I would have been just 1 card short of this Gurmag Angler. I don't think I want to counter the Quarian Ranger. I'd rather just Thought Scour if that's what it comes down to. I'll counterspell a 2-drop if he plays one here, but I'm not just going to counter this Quarian Ranger. It's not a particularly important card right now against me. Alright, going to getting in. Once we cast this Thought Scour, the jig will be up though. Young Wolf, not super important either. Not going to counter that. These 1-power creatures, I'd rather just Thought Scour myself rather than counter a 1-drop. A 1-power creature. Yep. Well, I might as well Thought Scour myself and see what I get. If I get a Daze here, I might just Daze this. Okay, another Thought Scour. Those would have been some decent cards to draw. I would have liked to draw a Brainstorm. Okay, so I missed the Daze. So I haven't hit a black source. Hit another island, so I'm going to cast Mental Note. Yeah, I don't know. Getting pretty punished, I guess, for that early decision to not get a black source, but remember when I did that, I only had a Gurmag Angler and an Exhume, so the Exhume was dead, and I had 2 counterspells, and then I had this Gurmag Angler that I was not going to be very close to casting if I didn't get these counterspells into my graveyard anyway. Going to go ahead and counter the 2-power creature. Yeah, so I got pretty unlucky to draw all black cards all in a row. There actually just aren't that many black cards in the deck. Rancor is pretty annoying. If I don't draw basically an untapped black source this turn, I'm going to lose. Yeah, alright. So, kind of, our mana's a little inconsistent with this deck. We're not playing that many dual lands. I mean, there's only 2 dual lands in the deck. So, what do we want for this matchup? Definitely want the Doomblades, and I want the Avantgarde's Justice. I do have to decide if I want some of these other things, like Vampiric Link can be quite good, Dispel can be okay. They do have a lot of instants. But you can see there, we lost without them playing any instants, just fine. And then I'll always have to consider if you want Shrivel or not. Our opponent is playing, what's it called, the Flyer, so Vault Scourge. So I think I do want the Shrivels as well, or at least one of them. Let's see what's kind of, like, you have to consider if you want to board out your Delvers if you're going to be bringing in Shrivels and stuff. So what am I going to take out? Think Twice is a little slow for the matchup. I don't really want this. Well, Spell Pierce might actually be better than Dispel, so I'll leave in the Spell Pierce. It can hit a Rancor and stuff, that's pretty nice. So I think I want to take out these 3 cards for sure. Greater Sandworm is obviously really good against them, but at the same time it's really slow. So I might want to cut one of those. I do have to consider if I want to cut the Delver, because I'm bringing in some stuff that kills my own Delver. But I don't feel too bad about leaving it in either. I don't think I want the Vampiric Link. I don't want any of this stuff. Sometimes, depending on my deck list, I'll bring in my artifact or my graveyard removal to kill young wolves and stuff, but we aren't playing enough removal where I think that that's gonna be a big deal. So I'm gonna bring these 4 in, these 3 out. You just don't need the like, especially Think Twice, but even Gush, you just don't need the late game stuff. I think I'm gonna cut 1 Sandworm. Yeah, I think a Sandworm is what I want to cut. It could be Delver, but I'm gonna go with a Sandworm. Just a little too slow. Maybe I should cut an Exhume instead of a Sandworm. If I'm cutting, let's cut 1 Exhume. If I was gonna cut a Sandworm, I might as well cut an Exhume. Would I like to play first? Yes, I would. Sand is unkeepable. Also unkeepable. Yeah, looks like we're gonna lose this one to Pywiz. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna keep it. Put that on the bottom. Alright, let's do this. I think I'll spew off one of these Brainstorms at the end of turn. Just because I'm not sure I'm gonna have time to really cast, like, get through all these. Okay, so I do have a Greater Sandworm plus an Exhume. So that's pretty decent. I'm just gonna be casting Brainstorm before I fetch anyway, because I kind of want all that stuff. It's unfortunate that this is a tapped land, otherwise we'd have been actually in really good shape. I could have had a Sandworm on turn 3. Sandworm on turn 4 might be too slow. In fact, it will probably be too slow. I suspect I'm going to put back a Counterspell, and then I have to decide which other thing I'm going to put back. Yeah, you know, we might just lose before I even get a chance to, like, I might not even get a turn 4. I mean, I'll get a turn 4, but like 1 creature won't be enough to come back. The opponent, you can see, has got 5 power on turn 2. That's just kind of the pauper format we live in. 5 power on turn 2 is nothing. I mean, it's not 6, right? 6 is kind of what you almost pretty much expect these days. Okay, I don't really want either Counterspell, I don't think. Let's get rid of those, because I'm going to be fetching out a Swamp with this. Alright. Thought Scour, it's pretty bad. I think I kind of just have to hold up this Doomblade. Kind of unfortunate, I looked at a lot of cards and didn't find a second, or like another land, a third land. If my opponent plays a Rancor, I don't think I can even Doomblade, so there's some consideration to cycling this to try to find a land. Now they're playing the Rancor. Ooh, that really makes me want to Doomblade it. Yep, I'm going for it. This is kind of a weird play by my opponent to not cast this beforehand, especially if they had Divines. It's very strange. Okay, they had 2 Rancors. Dismal Backwater, not great. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna come back in this one. I might just need to Thought Scour and look for Ghastly Demise, because I think I'm just gonna be dead next turn anyway. If my opponent plays nothing, I can still live. But yeah, if they have a Pump Spell or a creature or anything, I'm dead. Yeah, that's enough. That's lethal. Yeah, I mean, what am I gonna do, right? I kind of made my bed, so now I have to lie in it, you know? Gotta go for the Sandworm at this point. Shrivel is okay. But I didn't draw another land, which means I can't really do anything, so let's just Thought Scour myself. There's an island. It's not really enough though. So what can I possibly draw here? I don't think I have any outs. So if I Shrivel, they've got a ton of power, and I can't get anything back. I mean, might as well cast the Exhume, right, in case my opponent messes up. We just spent a little too long finding our land. It's like we missed one land drop, and then we got a tapped land. So, I've got this guy. I really needed to hit, I don't know, one of my never mind, my Rush wouldn't have done it either. I was thinking like Rush of Vitality. Maybe I should have had Vampiric Link in. Would have been really nice to just stick that on a Sandworm. Sure, my opponent's counting it up and realizing that I'm dead. Yep. Well, I'll Thought Scour myself and see what I can get, but yeah. Too slow for Stompy. Alright, time for round 2.